Hey, Betty. Hey, Betty Illuminati. You good kitty. Oh, meow, meow. I know some of my other kitties came out to play, and I thought I'd come say hi. Hi, Fortuna. Oh, hi, Betty. Betty loves the camera. Or Betty loves me. These are a Maine Coon, and they have the most wonderful, loving temperaments. They're just like, I've heard it described as kind of like a dog, but a cat, which is quite appropriate. And Lilith, my darling the littlest kitty I own, the youngest one, was here out and about. There she is. Oh, she's a shy one. Yes, she is. And there's Fortuna. So, yes. Good morning, kitty. Good morning, Coffee. Good morning, kitty. Good morning, Coffee. I woke up tonight, realized I'd been out for a few days, and was like, well, I guess when hypomanic and creating, I didn't really think about the energy I'm expending because I don't feel it, but then when it happens, it's like, boom. So, yeah, checked in with people, and I don't, it's fine. I didn't miss anything important. I'm watching this show about Princess Diana, which for people of my generation, I don't know if it's just me because I've never talked to anyone about this, but like my Princess Diana complex, but I'm Generation X, I'm 47, so she was the fairy tale princess when I was a little kid and believed in that stuff. Fairy tales, I mean, she was. And I remember I had this paper doll book that came out. It was these like really elaborate paper dolls. I don't remember what the brand was, but that came out of her wedding and her wedding dress and her fashion, and it was all like be very, very cool to me. And then I kind of no one told me because no one tells kids these things apparently. What happened after that and what happened to her? I just remember there's a point in one of my books, Scaffolding, that I remember in real life where I was in the waiting room to see my psychiatrist, and I picked up People magazine. It said she had died on the cover. And then that film Amelie came out, and that one fellow was talking about Lady Di had died, and how sad that was. And I didn't know about the whole Camilla thing. I didn't know about the whole thing, but I know as an American this is none of my business. But I couldn't help but feel a certain twinge when that Diana should have been queen, and she shouldn't have. Well, she shouldn't have died. I was really sad too. In the scaffolding, I'm really not in a position to feel anything other than what I'm already feeling. I'm feeling so much in that book, but later, when I have time to have emotions, such as middle age, I feel that. But what can you do? People die, things happen, life changes. But I'm glad this is rewarding my sort of fascination. And as an American, that's really none of my business at all who the queen is. But doesn't mean I won't pipe up. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. Oh, kitty. I guess the point I was trying to make is that it's not my business as an American, but I have a feeling. It's just a feeling of sorrow that Princess Diana died, and because of what she represented in my childhood, and I guess that's an example of how fairy tales don't work out. No. So deep pomely hair, I cannot. Because of course there's life after marriage. I mean, I've been married twice, I know that. In one case there was a very good life after marriage, and then she was dead, and then she was gone, and then it was over. It was all over what we had shared together, and it was so sad. It almost destroyed me, and it made me get sober, which needed to happen. But then the second time, like so many widows, I tried again, thinking, well, maybe this time it'll work out, and it'll be okay, and I'll have that. But then I realized another sad but inalienable truth, which is that you can't replace one person with another. That every single person is different as a snowflake, or what have you, and that when your snowflake has a serious heroin problem, it means that no matter what my emotions or feelings, I had to cut losses and bail and get me at one of those wonderful Nevada no-fault divorces, which yeah, and after I got the divorce, and after I was sort of single, sort of very not married anymore, very not currently married, very not interested in getting married again at all. Since I don't believe three times the charm, I think the happiness has to be found within yourself at this point, because I've tried finding it in other people, and all I found is heartbreak at the end, in a sense that, I mean, that's one thing that actually gave me a lot of Nevada pride, which I hadn't felt really when I first moved here. When I first moved here, I was like, what am I doing here? Even though my reasons for moving here were perfectly sensible and pragmatic, but it was just like, this place, I don't understand it. People carry guns, but now I'm like this place. We invented divorce. And that was just the first of many vice industries that people flock to from all over the nation to enjoy. And that is something wonderful about Nevada, the state I do live in. And nothing felt more Nevada than getting divorced here, I'll tell you that. Well, late at night, I'm watching what actually has turned out to be one of my favorite American Horror Story seasons, though I've only watched the first half. It's about writers and vampires, so how could I not love it? But anyway, them playing these silly games, and thinking, how much more fun would this be if I was actually creating something instead of just lying here. Well, not that a huge part of my life isn't consuming media. It is, of course. And I mean, some of it just for fun, some of it for something to fill the time. But well, I watched it, my most recent one. It needs work. It needs more editing. It's not enough to just place one reel in front of another, as I was doing, if I want these to be any good, which I do for some reason. At the moment, they're a little more than a kind of visual diary, except it's not a vlog because I don't have to be sitting down in front of a camera. I'm walking around behind the camera. I like it. But without other elements, how much can really be done with that? I mean, there's always going outside, of course, but I always film these things in the middle of the night, so that's not something I'm gonna do.